Hi, I'm Ryan from CNR Gaming, and today we finally have the NES overview that I've promised for a long time. What I've done is I've gone through all of my Nintendo games and to be able to show you guys each individual one that I have. You'll be able to see that information as soon as we get to that part of the video. Stay tuned to after the to the end of the video, where I'm going to have my 3 most valuable games and how I got them. To be able to share with you guys as well. So we're able to see that at the end. But I hope you guys enjoy my Nintendo collection overview. Alright, today is the day we've finally been waiting for here. The Nintendo overview. So this is my Nintendo video game collection overview. I currently have 350 different titles, so it's a good point to stop and show everybody. They also have 2 separate, so it's actually 352 because of the different Zelda games. Let's see. This one is going to be Alien Syndrome. Rista's Ring. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes here, a little bit rare. Fun game. Try to point out some of the rare ones, like Barbie. Everyone needs to have a Barbie in their collection, right? Batman, that's a great game. If I had to say, top 10 games that someone should have if they were building a new collection, that would be in there. Battletoads. Everybody loves Battletoads, right? It's a fun 2-player game. Go to row number 2 here. I did keep out the highest 3 priced games, which I will be showing at the end. Blob. Bubble Bobble. Missing the second one there. That's the pricey one. Once I'm happy with the collection and where it's at, I will then start to look for upgrades and labels and whatnot. I've been pretty picky, so most of the labels are pretty good. But sometimes when you get the retro game treasure boxes or the video games monthly, sometimes, or even finding them in the wild, sometimes you don't get the best labels. I do really love the Rescue Rangers game. That's a really fun one as well. It's pretty easy, but it is fun. Commando, that's a fun game. Block the shade there, or block the light. And Contra, just a little bit of there we go. Ooh, Dance Aerobics. Ugh. Darkwing Duck, that's a pretty rare game. Days of Thunder, not a great game, but I did play the game in as a rental quite a bit as a kid. Alright. A lot of these games like Digger T Rock I had never heard of. The Donkey Kongs, Donkey Kong 3, Donkey Kong Classics, Donkey Kong Jr., which I just recently got, if you watched one of the previous videos there. Double Dragon series. I prefer the arcade version over the Nintendo versions. Dragon Warrior 2. Classic DuckTales there. Sight Bike, really fun game. Final Fantasy, the original. Friday the 13th. G.I. Joe and the Atlantis Factor, that's a fun game. Galaga, Gauntlet. Some of those Tengen games I've tried to put backwards on the sleeves there and put titles there. George Foreman Boxing there, that's probably one of my worst conditioned games. Horrible Ghostbusters games, but I will say for the Ghostbusters games that actually it's better on the Sega Master System. Like, that's actually a pretty good version. The Nintendo version's not as good. Gradius and Gremlins 2. Alright. This area of the goes up and down. So we got Gunsmoke. Heavy Shredding, I think, is that one. Ice Climber's fun. Kari Warriors. Again, much better in arcade. Port's not so great on the Nintendo. And Jackal, fun game. Jaws. Takes a lot of flack, but it's not too bad. Jurassic Park, it's a real good copy of that game. Kid Icarus. Kings of the Beach, I actually played that volleyball game quite a bit. Kirby's Adventure. I have the gray Zelda cartridges here, and then I got the gold ones on at my Zelda display. If you watch the watch my video tour, you've seen those above my TV. Legend of Kage or Legend of Cage, whichever you prefer to say it as. That I played that quite a bit. My cousin had that one on her Nintendo. Lone Ranger, that's a really fun game. I don't hear many people talk about that one as much, but I really enjoy that one. The original Mario Brothers. Mega Man. Metal Gear. Mighty Bomb Jack. Probably the game I played more than any other game. Right there. Mike Tyson's Punch Out. We did that in Super Mario Brothers 3. But definitely one that I've put a lot of hours into. And I have beat Mike Tyson. Got to learn his pattern. This one here. It's Ninja Kid, I believe. Ninja Crusaders. There's Ninja Kid. Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2. Paperboy. It's fun. Pirates. Just picked that up a couple months ago. Popeye. When I started collecting, that was one of the first games I got there. Q*bert. I really would love to have a Q*bert arcade. I do love Q*bert. It's one that I might look into eventually, trying to pick up a arcade cabinet, which I don't currently collect those, but I really would like to have a Q*bert. Alright. Last two sections here. Shinobi. Got the Simpson games. Simpsons versus meets Radioactive Man there. Could use a little bit of label there. Some of those white labels. This one's gonna be Skulls and Crossbones. Smash TV label. A little bit torn there. Snake's Revenge. Star Wars. Super Contra. Super Dodgeball. Starting to get into the supers. Different Marios. Super Pitfall, which is not a very good game. I did not enjoy that game. Super Sprint. Tailspin. Tecmo Bowl. Tecmo NBA. Basketball. Tecmo Super Bowl, which I put a lot of hours in that game as well, especially the Super Nintendo version. Get into the Turtles games here. Turtles Arcade, Turtles Manhattan Project, which I believe that one is a little bit more rare. Tiny Toons, which is a pretty fun side-scrolling game. Ooh, Top Gun, Angry Video Game Nerd. Track and Fields. Trog, which I had never heard of, but I found it at a local retro store. It's actually a Vindicator's box there. It's pretty nice. Some of the Wheel of Fortune games. Carmen Sandiego, Where's Waldo, Roger Rabbit. You know, it's not a great game, Roger Rabbit, but I did enjoy it. Growing up, it was one of the games that my cousin had. I did enjoy driving the little yellow buggy car around. So it was difficult, and I could never beat the guy at the end. It's Willow. Wizards and Warriors, which I put in a lot of hours into. Gunoid, which is pretty good. That's actually a pretty fun game. Yoshi's Story and The Adventures of Link. Alright guys, so that is basically the view of my Nintendo collection here. So again, that's 350 different games. 352 if you count the Zelda games, the gold cartridges. So I will be back with the final 3 games. Alright, so very cool. Got a chance to see most of my collection. We are down to the last 3 games now. These are the 3 most valuable NES games that I have in my collection currently. The first one is going to be Mega Man 5. This particular game was purchased for me by my, I'll just show you that part, by Cassie. So the C and C&R. She purchased this for me for my birthday. I believe it was last year. So that was actually the last one that I needed for my Mega Man collection. So I have all the NES ones. Next up I have, is the number 2, Advanced Dungeons & Dragons Hillsfire. This particular one is in immaculate condition, just like even the Mega Man 5. All three of these are actually in really good condition. But the Mega Man, or the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Hills Far, we got that, me and my wife, first time we started going garage sale, we actually found this game. And got it from a bundle we purchased. I didn't even know when we got it how much it was actually worth. So I was super excited to get that because I was so new to collecting at the time. But so that's number 2, and this one I purchased for myself from a retro store. It's the most valuable one, not the best game, but it is valuable, and that would be Contra Force. It's again Contra Force. So it's okay. It's got a lot of lag to it, a lot of slowdown during the game. The graphics are okay. The shooting mechanics are okay. So it's just kind of an okay game overall. But from a collectible standpoint, it is quite valuable. So awesome. Well, I'm so glad to have you guys have taken the time to watch my video today, and really means a lot to us. So please. If you like the video, please feel free to like and subscribe. Comment down below, because I would really love to hear anything that you think that maybe I'm missing from the collection, that you guys think that, like, wow, there's this game that you're missing that you really should play. So it'd be great to get those kind of comments. So awesome. So we will see you next time on our next video.